والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق وأعز المرسلين أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين وصحبه المنتجبين وعلى جميع أنبياء الله والمرسلين. يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى في محكم كتابه: إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. Among the household Ahl al-Bayt of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the purified ones that Allah made them pure, is Al-Imam Al-Hasan Al-Askari alayhi salam. Al-Imam Al-Hasan Al-Askari is the father of Al-Imam Al-Mahdi Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Al-Sharif وجعلنا من أنصاره وأعوانه. Al-Imam Al-Askari, as you know, they call him Al-Imam Al-Hasan Al-Askari Al-Askar because the city in Samurra back then used to be Surra Marra'a. If you get the chance to go to Ziyara, inshallah, you will see that. In Samurra, that place was for the army, was Askar. So because his father had to stay there in that city, then his family came after. They call him Al-Imam Al-Askari because he's related to that place Al-Askar. Like nowadays, you're from Michigan, you're Michigander. I don't know, not Michiganian يعني, بس إنه Michigander, okay? Beirut, Beiruti, Iraq, Iraqi, Lebanon, Lebanese, Suri, من سوريا, Suri. من عسكر, عسكري. So it has nothing to do with whether he is a soldier or not, has nothing to do with that. So in case you are using your stupid AI, because sometimes AI is garbage in, garbage out, do not just depend on its translation, okay? Just be careful. Back to the story, Al-Imam Al-Askari, his father is Al-Imam Al-Hadi. Yani, if I want to put the chain of that lineage that we have always to remember, and even when someone before passed away and before we bury him, we recite, it is mustahab to recite some words, and one of those is to recite the names of Ahl al-Bayt alayhim salam, the Imams especially. After, you know, you tell him your book is Al-Quran, your Qibla is Al-Kaaba, your Prophet is Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. طبعا نبلش Allahu Rabbi all the way. We start with the Imams. Al-Imam, we start, the first Imam that we believe in as Shia is Imam Ali bin Abi Talib, then Al-Imam Al-Hasan, then Al-Hussein, then Ali ibn Al-Hussein Zayn Al-Abidin, then Muhammad Al-Baqir, then Al-Imam Al-Sadiq, then Ja'far Al-Sadiq, then Musa Al-Kadhim, yes, after Ali ibn Musa al-Rida, then Muhammad al-Jawad, Ali al-Hadi, Al-Hasan al-Askari, wal-Khalaf al-Hadi, al-Mahdi, Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farjahu al-Sharif. And it is narrated, brothers and sisters, since we started this way, that one time Al-Imam al-Rida, on his way, was traveling. The writers, they got their tools to write down what the Imam was going to say. And this hadith is among Sunnah and Shia. We call it the golden chain. Why it's the golden chain? Because it started, as you are going to see, from the Imam Ali all the way to the Imam al-Rida. They said, "Oh Imam Rida," because Imam al-Askari is from the offspring of whom? Imam al-Rida. Imam al-Rida, then we said, after that, what his son is? Al-Imam al-Jawad, Ali al-Hadi, Al-Imam al-Askari. They told Al-Imam al-Rida, Some riwayat, they say the death of Imam al-Rida was by the end of the few days of Safar. That's some riwayat. Anyway, they asked Imam al-Rida alayhi salam, they said, give us one of your wisdoms, the pearls of your wisdoms. He said, حدثني أبي عن أبي عن أبي عن جدي عن جدي عن رسول الله عن جبرائيل عن الله. That chain of narrations goes from Imam al-Rida to his father, Al-Imam al-Kazim, Al-Imam al-Sadiq, from Al-Imam al-Baqir, from Imam Zayn al-Abidin, from Imam al-Hussein, from Imam Ali, from the Prophet, all the way from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because وَمَا يَنْطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ, the Prophet does not say things like us left and right. He does not. وَمَا يَنْطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَىٰ. What was the hadith? And here please pay attention to this, because brothers and sisters, sometimes we get into micro level, we get so much into details and we forget the main concept of Islam. We might be so much into tahara and najasa and we forget about the main things that make us Muslims. Because sometimes our worshipping would be more into routine, habit. Don't let ibadah to be something like a routine or a habit. And that's why always in ibadah, the first thing before you do any worshipping, what do? Intention. Why are you praying? Not because my parents told me. Not because I get used to it. Not because, if I don't pray, I feel I'm losing something. No. Usalli qurbatan ila Allah. I want to get closer to Allah. Always there is intention. You don't have to say it, but it is it's set in your heart. So Al-Imam al-Rida said, hadith very important. من قال لا إله إلا الله دخل حصني ومن دخل حصني أمن عذابي. There is a war and you are seeking a shelter, a fort. That fort, that shelter will be a statement. What is it? لا إله إلا الله. يعني before you reject the others, give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe one day will be good people. Do not let the bad apple ruin other apples. Be careful. Okay? But at the same time, do not right away reject people because they differ with you in certain perspective or understanding of Islam. As a Muslim, you get your citizenship that Allah is guaranteeing He is gonna protect you. So people, they took advantage of the hadith. They said, okay, alhamdulillah, yani we say la ilaha illallah, and then they go sell the drugs, they do haram, they use, la. They say another hadith, Al-Imam continued after, he said, وَلَكِنْ بِشَرْطِهَا وَشُرُوطِهَا. But it has some conditions. And some other ahadith said, وَأَنَا مِنْ شُرُوطِهَا. ولذلك we say Al-Islam was built on 5 things. Forget about what's furu' what's usul. This is more like fuqaha. But we have some ahadith that says Islam is built on 5 things. You have as-salah, you have az-zakah, you have al-hajj, you have as-sawm, and you have al-wilaya li Muhammadan wa ali Muhammad alayhim salam. وَلَمْ يُنَادَى بِشَيْءٍ كَمَا نُودِيَ بِالْوِلَايَةِ. Nothing is like al-wilaya, the loyalty to consider those Ahlul Bayt your imams. It's not about Jannah and Nar. Because now, even nowadays, look at the societies. Look what other school of thoughts, where are they, how much they are offering, and look at those people with different school of thought what they are offering. To belong to Ahlul Bayt, that means you belong to certain way of thinking, certain way of analyzing, certain way of understanding Islam. You belong to a school that the Prophet left for it to be built more than 12 Imam, because there is a Zahra and other Sahaba. 12 Imam are helping people to create better society. And among those Imams is Al-Imam Al-Askari, Salamullahi alayhi. I have two things regarding Al-Imam Al-Askari. The first one, we have something weird coming into our society. There is something they call Farhat al-Zahra, and they consider it Eid. This is not Eid. We have no authentic hadith, not even da'if hadith in our main hadith books. We're talking about the four important books, الاستبصار, من لا يحضره الفقيه, الكافي. Those تهذيب الأحكام, those never mentioned something called Farhat al-Zahra as a Eid that is legitimate. Society invented the Eid and invented it in a very naive way. It is either the one who invented this naive, or he wants to create problems among Muslims. Why it is Eid Farhat al-Zahra? Because, during that day, one of the Sahaba was, terminated, and al-Zahra now is happy. The other one would say, no, it is a tatwish for Imam al-Mahdi. Ya Habibi, Imam al-Rida, Imam al-Askari, he passed away 8 Rabi' al-Awwal, 260. On Rabi' the second day, 9th, Al-Imam al-Mahdi was assigned as Imam. We are going to celebrate and be happy because Al-Imam now, Al-Mahdi is assigned. And right away we forget about the death of Imam al-Askari? Never happened. How you are going to be happy after the death of Imam al-Askari alayhi salam? How do you call it farha? Farha means happiness. And what is Eid in Islam? Eid is not something we legislate. Sometimes you tell me Valentine, sometimes you tell me Christmas, sometimes you tell me, this is social things. Is it okay to celebrate them? Yeah, if they do not get you into haram or encourage you to do haram, it's cultural. And you are not imitating and trying to follow haram things, haram consequences, it's permissible. But to tell me this is Eid and it is considered Islamic, the fuqaha will tell you, show me your proof. And better make it solid proof. مش هيك your dream ورواية ضعيفة السند was narrated like after 500 years, 600 years. If it were to be famous, how come no one talked about it before? What we learn from Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, brothers and sisters, and what we learned from the Quran is to be the people of proofs. Evidence. Show me your evidence. That's one thing. Secondly, what we learn from Imam al-Askari. We have so many mawa'idh from Imam al-Askari. I have 2 points. Hopefully I can finish them and wrap it up. Imam al-Askari was obligated and they mandated that he has to stay in his house. Yet, he found ways to talk to his followers and build key people in the society. And he was very active, even everyone was watching him and trying to put him in trouble. So many times. What we learn from him is no matter what's the case, brothers and sisters, do not sell yourself cheap. If there is something you have to sell yourself for is Jannah. Anything other than Jannah is not worth it. And one of the tickets to Jannah is to be the preacher of the teaching of Muhammad wa ali Muhammad alayhim salam. To spread their statements, to spread their sayings, to spread their thoughts and teachings via your TikTok, via your Instagram, at school, at work, via your good character, good behaviors. As they say, when people see us as good community, they are gonna point that those are raised by Ja'far bin Muhammad as-Sadiq alayhi salam. رحم الله جعفرا فقد أدب أصحابه. To be Shi'i, that's what does it mean? To be the best among the best. Another thing, Al-Imam gave us also lessons how to communicate and talk to people who differ with us in certain ideas. He had a philosopher, his name is Al-Kindi. And that guy, he wrote a book that there is contradiction, or there are some contradiction in the Quran. He called him. He said, you are saying there are some contradiction. What if this has different meaning? What if that? Open dialogue. Do not just attack people and put them down. Those who do that, they do not belong to the true teachings of Ahl al-Bayt. You have a problem with the idea, don't make it personal. Frame the problem and bring your proofs. Or say, I do not know, bring someone who knows. Do not insult people because they are maybe more educated than us. No, don't do this. Little bit of a truth is better than tons of information of haram or wrong statements, fabricated one. One statement from a professional AI is better than essays of non-professional AI. Let's put it this way. Garbage in, garbage out. We don't want to be like that. Third, and here I conclude, one of the wisdoms, I say this very quickly, of Al-Imam Al-Askari alayhi salam, according to this narration, regardless now of the sanad, regardless of the chain of transmission, they say Al-Imam said, and I want you to listen to this, because sometimes we want to be Irfani, and we think Irfan is to read Dua al-Jawshan or Surah al-Baqarah or Dua bi Hamza al-Thamali. We pray 2,500 rak'ah. Ya Habibi, before you do this. Mustahab is nice, recommended is nice. But here the Imam is giving us different definition. Start with the basic. You want to be among the most pious people? Imam is saying, أورع الناس من وقف عند الشبهة. Yani something questionable. You do not know whether it's halal or haram. What do? You say, hey, I'm not involved. You are among al-muttaqeen and among one of those best. The second one, who is the best worshipper? هلا نحن the best worshipper 100 ركعة صلاة ليلة القدر وصلاة الليل و. Al-Imam is telling us here, according to that riwayah, let's look at it from different perspective. You want to be among the best worshippers? Definitely the others are good, but there is something sometimes we ignore. He said, أعبد الناس من أقام على الفرائض. Before you talk about mustahab, are you doing the wajib? Wallah, I pray salat al-layl, but I do not wake up for salat al-subh. You have a problem, habibi. Wallah, I pray salat al-dhuhr and al-asr, but I do not make wudu. La ya habib, al-wudu is fard. I pray 25 rak'ah, but I do not pray salat al-dhuhr. Does not work. Does not work. And the last, or the one before the last, أزهد الناس من ترك الحرام. You want to be one of those ascetic people. Yani holy nowadays, at a point in history, we have Sufis, okay, Sufism. يعني those, they rejected dunya. They have their self-discipline. They don't get connected to any materialistic things. You want to be a real one? The Imam is saying, أزهد الناس من ترك الحرام. Don't do haram. Sometimes they say, الزهد أن لا يملكك شيء. To be zahid, to be ascetic, is not to let things control you. And the last, and here I conclude, أشد الناس اجتهادا من ترك الذنوب. The real person who is putting efforts to getting closer to Allah is the person who avoids sinning. Brothers and sisters, those words are simple. But when it gets to a situation and we have to choose between halal and haram, sometimes we do haram without paying attention. We might get involved in touching haram, drinking haram, listening to haram, watching haram, saying haram. Get back to your basic, stick to the wajib, the obligatory one, and then after that start doing the recommended one. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين ولأرواح موتانا وموت المؤمنين والمؤمنات ولا سيما من مضى من علمائنا ومن مضى من الصالحين نهدي ثواب منطقنا ومجلسنا مع سورة المباركة الفاتحة تسبقها الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.